you're in the market for a new car and you're seriously interested in a Tesla Model 3 or a 2025 Tesla Model Y, you're about to learn a secret or two about making the best buying decision and crucially what not to skip on. So what do you mean by that, Adam? Well, in this video, step by step, in a nutshell, we'll start by comparing if the Model 3 or the Model Y is your natural fit Tesla. Then I'll help you decipher if you want a rear-wheel drive or a long range of your Tesla of choice, followed by the sneaky tips to get a quicker collection, extra discounts, and how to complete your vehicle collection inspection so you can buy your 2025 Tesla EV the right way. So whoever you are, this is my quick no-faff take on everything you need to know before buying a 2025 Tesla Model Y or a refreshed Tesla Model 3. And if you like the sound of that, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Right, let's get started. First up, if you're serious about buying a Tesla but have absolutely no clue where to start, let's touch on if you should buy the 3 or the Y. Does size matter? And don't clip that. Thankfully, the actual design differences are relatively straightforward. The Tesla Model 3 is a sedan style car, so it has a lower ride height, so whilst it does offer a more sporty drive compared to the Model Y, it has a sedan style boot, so the opening entrance is wide and the boot space is pretty deep. However, the sedan style boot really does just take that hit with the height limitations, whereas the Model Y is going to sacrifice that sporty drive, but you'll gain a number of inherent advantages by the larger design. So size may actually matter to you, and this includes being taller and bigger in every way. Therefore, you get better driving visibility, more passenger space, and full open access to a massive boot thanks to the hatchback design. So quickly summarising both models, the Model 3 is more efficient. It will have a better range and offers much more sporty-like style to drive. Can it support family life? Yes, it can. I've personally had 2 baby seats and the pushchair plus everything else that comes with kids. But ultimately the Model Y is the better choice and more practical choice for families, or if you need that higher ride height or just the storage space to haul items. However, the sacrifice for the size advantage will be that range, but more on that next. Once you've narrowed down if you need that hatchback boot or if you need that higher ride height or that greater passenger space, you should kind of know by design if the Model 3 or the Model Y is your right car for you. Now it's the all-important time to consider which variant is right for you. Do you go with that rear-wheel drive variant, the long-range variants, including the rear-wheel drive long-range, or simply the performance version? Effectively, each variant comes with some kind of fundamental advantage, apart from one that does actually book the trend here, and you may already have guessed it. But ultimately, what I'm saying is, apart from this one all-rounder, each variant dictates that higher ticket price as a result of these exclusive advantages. But keeping things super simple, the rear-wheel drive offers reasonable acceleration, a super user-friendly battery that'll actually see less range drop over many years of ownership, and they're actually the cheapest to buy. The traction control, even in the rear-wheel drive Tesla EVs, are truly awesome too. And having owned both the rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 and the rear-wheel drive Model Y, I've really only felt the car step in once, and that was just prior to having my rear tyres replaced. And I can honestly say that you will feel totally at home driving a rear-wheel drive Tesla. So please don't fear that. So why would you then want to opt for maybe a long range or a performance variant? Well, honestly speaking, the long range rear-wheel drive really is that all-rounder variant choice. And this is simply the trim level that books the trend, as mentioned before, as it is a solid choice for it actually has the best range. It's the joint best for charging speeds, but it will actually sacrifice a bit of speed and acceleration. However, that said, all reasons to opt for an all-wheel drive long range or performance variant is because it offers the very best traction available thanks to its dual motor setup for an all-wheel drive experience. Therefore, you'll get more grip and the best acceleration, with the performance models sacrificing a chunk of range for even more acceleration and speed. Who would have guessed it? The bonus feature that the long range and performance variants offer over the rear wheel drive trim is going to be premium audio over the rear wheel drive Tesla configurations. However, that is not the case for the long range rear wheel drive Model 3, as that does actually stick with immersive audio, which is good but kind of lacks bass. In North American markets, this will also be true of the Model Y long range rear wheel drive. However, in the UK and Europe, we will still have premium audio in the long-range rear-wheel drive Tesla Model Y. Therefore, what does this all mean? Well, if you do 300-mile round trips frequently, and you know you'll be relying on the supercharging infrastructure frequently, then the larger range and quicker charging speeds may well warrant the price tag. If you live in wintry climates, and the same can be said by having the all-wheel drive for a greater traction experience. For the performance, the benefit really is on the tin, so only you can determine which one is going to be more suited for your needs. However, and a big however, if you're still undecided which Tesla model best suits you, you should probably see my full video dedicated to this entire topic. And honestly, this is one of my favourite videos that I've ever created, as I will help you bring the comparison to life for your own unique circumstances, primarily by simulating long road trips, but also just breaking down the additional features to help you truly determine which Model 3 would be your greater value to you. I also have a similar video available for the Model Y too, and so I'll pop this on the screen now. Okay, so once we've picked the model and the trim, what's going to be the quickest and the cheapest way to buy a new Tesla? And the trick to actually speed up the delivery process is to actually order via the existing inventory tab, or to me, it's known as the faster delivery tab, and not via the custom configuration that you may well be familiar with. But before you do all of that, you're missing a step that gets you extra discount. That is by using a referral link like mine in the description of the video. Follow that referral link and make sure that you click existing inventory. If you do follow this link, you should still actually be granted a discount as per the notification. In terms of what inventory vehicles are, most of these are brand new Teslas either in transit or they are already sitting on the forecourt ready for collection. So whilst you do actually sacrifice the ability to incorporate your own optional extras, you instead gain the ability of a super quick turnaround. And on occasion, you may actually find your dream spec anyway. The only problem is that you may encounter is that with a limited availability, these cars can actually get snapped up before your very eyes. So you can't really afford to dither and delay if the ideal spec is available. Therefore, my advice would be, if you are serious about owning a new Tesla, just secure the vehicle before someone else does to prevent your own disappointment. And if you can't get your dream spec, you can still get the referral discount by selecting the relevant vehicle tile. So you can configure your build as normal and Tesla will then just assign a build when one is available. You can also get Tesla approved used cars via the inventory tab too, but note that the referral discount will not apply to used cars, but used cars do tend to offer a lower entry price for you if you're not really fully interested into buying new. Before you click buy though, there's a bittersweet phrase that you must hear before you buy, or even the very opposite actually. If you're tempted to buy, but you're considering delaying or holding off a purchase because a rumoured change or maybe even a refresh model, well, you may live to regret that, because there is never, and I quote, best time to buy a Tesla, as Tesla will make hardware changes to their vehicles almost monthly regardless. So you can either gain features at no extra cost, and you can actually lose features at no extra costs. Anyone remember the lack of stalks on the new Tesla Model 3? That seemed to have caused quite the stir at the time, and that design choice today still hits a nerve for some. Therefore, there are advantages and disadvantages to these persistent changes. But generally, it's primarily a constant evolution of the product to be the very best that it can be, either from a cost perspective or from a value for money position, whereas conventionally automakers just do one big swoop of changes after a 3-year period. But that's not Tesla's style. Ultimately, this may work in your favour, like the upgraded hardware for FSD hardware, or it may actually work against you, like losing passenger lumbar support. And the moral of the story is that there is never a right time to buy. There is always an evolution of the product over just a few months, but you do have the benefits of software updates that will add new features over time. Even my almost 3-year-old Tesla Model 3 continued to get some of the latest features via these free updates before I traded it in for a Model Y. So if you do delay a purchase based on a rumour, you could risk losing a feature or paying for more. So moving on to charging options. Ideally, you really want the ability to charge from home, even if it's from your typical home socket, as it will be a major convenience advantage for you. But the biggest gains will be had with a dedicated 7.6 kilowatt home charger. So why is that, Adam? So not only will it charge around 3 times faster per hour than a typical home socket, but you can actually utilize home EV charging tariffs for super cheap mileage. And by cheap, I'm actually talking about 2p a mile driving from Octopus Energy. And if you switch to the same intelligent tariff as me, we can actually share £100 by using my referrer friend link in the description of the video. And I'll actually pop a detailed video on the screen now if you actually want to go through that tariff of choice for those in the UK. For those worldwide, you should be able to find similar EV tariffs wherever you live that allow for cheaper charging during non-peak times. When it comes to phone apps, before you pick up your car, apart from the Tesla app, which you have already downloaded to fulfill your Tesla purchase, to help guide you or to satisfy any anticipated range anxiety, you should actually download my 2 must-have EV apps. The first being ZapMap, which to me is more like a Google of dedicated EV chargers, so you can actually find free or paid charging stations in any area. Handy for anyone that's without home charging, or maybe you're just visiting a new area for a period of time, so ideal for staycations maybe. The second app I think you all want is a better route planner, for which will help simulate a road trip in seconds, even with waypoints. And there's actually quite a bit of customization available to you via the app. But one thing to note about these apps is that these are actually just personal recommendations. I've not been paid or anything to recommend these apps. I'm literally just passing the app information in good faith. Therefore, these apps will help you overcome any sort of initial range anxiety or charging anxiety. They are designed really just to take the stress out of the situation until you have full confidence in relying on the inbuilt-in Tesla predictions via the sat-nav. And I still have these apps on my phone today, but these days the Tesla app predominantly covers what I need day to day. So before we move on to taking delivery, you should most definitely take advantage of accessory purchases to just maximize your ownership. This will help alleviate some of the time lag to collection by actually purchasing some Tesla accessories in advance. And this will make the whole situation more of a reality until the car is actually in your possession. Almost all my accessories have actually come direct from one of Tesla's best-selling third-party accessory providers, Jawa. And when I collect my Tesla Model Y, they actually sent me some 3D floor mats, for which have been absolutely priceless during these winter months, and particularly over the standard carpeted mats provided by Tesla. And these mats actually align perfectly to the floor together with the raised edges, and I found that these are most ideal for those with kids like myself. So for example, my son plays football on the weekends, so he does get very muddy frequently, but the mats are thankfully waterproof. So if they do get muddy, all I need to do is give them a quick wipe down. And here's a photo shot from actually when I cleaned them before over the weekend. Literally a before and after picture of me just wiping the mats down with just warm water and a drop of dish soap. So these are probably right at the top as my essential buy, as the standard carpeting mats from Tesla just don't offer this wipeable versatility as the Jawa mats do. And if you're interested, again, I do have a direct link to the item via a dedicated promo code in the description of the video if you do want a little bit of extra discount. Other worthy accessory mentions that you may want to consider that I also own include center console trays, a screen protector, cup holder inserts, and wireless gaming controllers. And I'll be honest with you guys, what I find so great about Jawa accessories is they actually just make it a notch better than the alternatives. And I think that's because these are actually designed by Tesla enthusiasts for Tesla enthusiasts. And what I mean by that, for example, is let's take the wireless gaming controllers that they made. These controllers are actually compatible with the wireless charging mats within the car for ease of charging. The floor mats, they have a dedicated umbrella slot at the front passenger mat, so you can literally just store a small umbrella without it moving around. Plus, they even bundled their internal vent covers with the mats for free. And this is probably why they're one of the most popular third-party providers for Tesla. As Tesla owners, they actually love the design quirks, the quality is simply great, and you can just tell that they just generally care about making good products. So if you're interested in just looking at the products, I'll pop a link in the video description. The final tip before concluding the video is the night before collection, get hold of a Model 3 or a Model Y collection checklist from the internet. And apart from appreciating the looks of your new car, this will keep you on track with reviewing all parts of the vehicle, including items that maybe you have or have not even considered checking. And that may be just simply as checking if FSD has been activated when you included it in your order, and these checklists will literally just help you identify and highlight potential issues before leaving the forecourt. And that's going to potentially save your future self some stress. And after the boring tick box exercise is done, just simply don't forget to enjoy the moment too. It's not just about checking for panel gaps or faulty workmanship. It's all about just appreciating your first Tesla. Maybe it's even your first electric car. Chances are, if you have made your first transition away from a petrol or diesel car, that's quite monumental in a way. So to conclude, I hope this video guide will help you get the most out of your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y purchase. Did I answer everything you wanted to know about Tesla EVs? Or did I miss something so glaringly obvious? If you've got a strange or unique question, get it in the comments section and I'll see if I can help you. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share the video if you haven't already with your friends or family that may find it beneficial. Don't forget to check the links in the video description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.